everybody. This is our first software recommendation of our new channel, and nothing brings me more pleasure to bring you PureRef. As you can see here, this is at pureref.com. It's a wonderful software for being able to do reference, to build actual reference models and reference look development. And really quick, we're going to go and download. It's a pay whatever you want kind of model. So if you right now you're short on funds, you can type in 0 and download the product. It works for all types of software, from Mac to Windows, and I believe Linux. So we're going to load the software here, and the first thing you're going to see is you're going to be presented with a blank canvas. Now what PureRef allows you to do is to be able to load in clips, load in images. So you can load in all sorts of types of images, everything from Photoshop all the way to old school TGAs. Okay, so we're gonna let this, we're gonna let it load for a second here. And one thing I want to say about this software is it allows you to be able to build, like I said, extensive lookbooks and diaries. To be able to take your looks, bring them into the software, and this palette is unlimited. So you can build a canvas that could span 20,000 pixels easily. So I'm in the software now, and what I'm doing is I have a bunch of images in there. Now the images are loaded in either from your folder, or you can load them in from the web, and we'll show you how to do that in a second. But you know, I can grab an image by hitting the space bar. I can make it larger. I can move around. Control Alt allows me to be able to zoom in and scale images up. I can take images and actually optimize them by putting them into different sections. And you'll see how that's a great benefit in a second. But just the ability to be able to move images around, scale them up, scale them down, rotate them, anything that you think you need to do to an image. And as you'll see in the middle there, those images were produced with transparent PNGs. Transparent PNGs work just fine in the system. You can bring them in. They will read perfectly. And as you can see, they maintain their transparency. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the images, delete that. And I'm going to show you how to load in images from the start. I also want to take you to that help menu, which is housed on PureRef's website. And that's going to give you access to all the keystrokes and anything that I talked about previously. Okay, so we're going to go back to the images. I've reloaded the images in. And like I said, you can bring those in from a folder and have full access to them from there. Once on your canvas, working with the images are super easy. One can, by accessing the canvas controls, Alt 1, Alt 2, and Alt 3, you can vary the canvas background from light to dark to even transparent, which when working with other programs is a lifesaver, and where PureRef really shines. Now, how does that benefit you? I'm currently in Photoshop, and I've got my PureRef canvas on top of my Photoshop thing. So this allows me to be able to reference those images while I work in whatever program I need to work in. So whether or not you're working in Premiere, After Effects, you're working in Maya, or any other program where you need to do some kind of look development, InDesign, Illustrator, so on and so forth. This is going to allow you to be able to reference your images and to reference the artwork that you're using to build your content. So as I said, PureRef allows you to be able to do a lot of different things. You can import things in from folders, and then what you also can do is, so you can also import things in from the web. Okay, so how so? I actually can take things that, images that I might search for, and actually drag and drop them into PureRef. Okay. Now what PureRef is doing is it's actually making a reference link. So the file itself is not being transported or copied over to your desktop or into some folder, unless you wanted to, which you can set PureRef to do that. It can embed the folders into a specific folder that you give it if you wanted to, and that's something that you can set up in the settings and stuff. But As long as that image stays where it is on the web, it will always be referenced there. Now, if you need to download this and give it to a client or give it to somebody else who's working on the project with you, it's easy as pie. You can go and export the whole entire PureRef, or you can export the PureRef as an image file itself that can be sent out. So there's PureRef, our first software recommendation. I highly recommend it. Hopefully you enjoyed this recommendation.